Hey everyone, MeltingMan234 here, and welcome to another episode of Forgotten Media, where I dig up some stuff you may or may not have heard of. And welcome to another installment of Mixed Batch. This is a segment where I talk about medias that seem too short for one episode, and so I decided to squeeze them all into one. So let's get started. First up is Star Fox 2, a video game that was going to be a sequel to Star Fox, and it was being developed by Nintendo for the Super NES on February 16th, 1993. Andros is back and is planning to get revenge against the Star Fox team, and it's up to Fox McCloud and his team of old and new members to stop his reign of terror once again. The game was displayed at the Winter CES in Las Vegas, and was a very popular product. So popular that a guy by the name of Sean J. Freeman got arrested for trying to steal the game's prototype that was being displayed. Yeah, things were pretty crazy back in the 1990s. The first game used an FX chip to display its polygon graphics on an on-rail shooter, while the sequel will unveil the Super FX chip, or FX2 chip, that made the sequel have a free-roaming environment with some multiplayer action. An example of the free roaming was that your air wing would transform into a walker and wander around the place. The game would also feature some new pilots, Miyu and Faye, making them the first female pilots of the Star Fox team. There's also a sheep character, but I have no idea who it is because I can't find anything about this mysterious character. And there's also another Fox character that looks like Fox McCloud, so I guess it's its cousin, relative, twin brother, doppelganger, I don't know. So a lot of people got real excited for it. People were talking about it, advertisements were shown, and it had a very promising outcome. Unfortunately, the game was cancelled and never saw the light of day, even though the game was already finished in Japan. The reason behind this was for two reasons. Mario's creator, Shigeru Miyamoto, wanted to take a break from making games with the FX chip, and the main reason for its cancellation was the Nintendo 64, which was called the Ultra 64 back in the day. The company wanted to focus on the Nintendo 64 and experiment with the game's engine, and not having to delay it several times like they've already done. It's a shame that this game never got released. It's amazing on how far they could go with the technology as they push the limits of the Super NES's hardware. There have been some fan-made ROMs and emulations on the internet where you're able to play the game's alpha and beta stages, and there's even a bootleg of the game floating around somewhere. But anyway, I'm sure it wouldn't have hurt the company if they actually released the game back then. Heck, it would have been a nice closing to the Super NES. So there you go, Star Fox 2, a game that was too good to be true. Dot Comedy is a strange sitcom that aired on ABC at 8:30 p.m. on December 8th, 2000, and also aired on Channel 4 over in the UK. The show was hosted by Annabelle Gurich and Randy and Jason Sklar, or the Sklar brothers as they would be known as later on. Over in the UK it was hosted by Chris Addison and Gail Porter. The series had a contract to do 13 episodes. 5 of them were made, but only 1 got aired on television. The goal of the show was to show random videos and websites on the internet to keep the audience entertained, and that's pretty much it. There's really nothing much to say about it, just a TV show that tries to keep the audience entertained with random stuff on the internet. And this was back in 2000, back in the day when there was no YouTube, not that many popular internet memes, or any other popular websites that would have worked. Trying to research this thing was a real challenge, because I kept finding all these articles with the name .comedy in it as a separate word or as one word, but they have nothing to do with the TV series in 2000. I can only find small bits and pieces floating around on YouTube that featured short segments from the only episode that they aired. One clip has them go to an air sickness bag museum, and another clip has them go into some kind of convention to show off some cybernetic products, like the Cyberfresh, a device that is both a mouse and a deodorant stick, the Backspace 2, a working keyboard that also works as a back massager, and the CompuView 2001, some kind of handheld device that's a scanner, an early prototype of Skype? No, it's just a review mirror slapped onto a computer monitor. That way you can see your boss coming before he sees you slacking off. I guess in 2000 those items looked cool, but nowadays they're just stupid and make you look ridiculous. Like using the Backspace 2 as a back and butt massager. Makes me wonder what the Backspace 1 was like. This is a TV show that didn't work and was too early to jump into that kind of stuff with the internet. If they had made the series in 2008 or 2010, then it might have lasted longer. Or maybe it wouldn't make much of a difference because we can just easily get on the web whenever we feel like it and find this stuff for ourselves. So there you have it. Dot comedy. Might as well be ... it sucks, or an endless line of dots to show how speechless you are in finding out about this short-lived show. Yeah, seeing all those dots on that screen makes me feel like getting some Dippin' Dots. Haven't had that stuff in a long time. On to the last topic. Okay, this is a character named Shorty, known for being, well, short. He was created back in the days when famous studios started making Popeye cartoons, after the Max Fleischer days were over. They started off with cartoons during the times of World War II that had Popeye in the Navy, or going up against a bunch of Japanese people, which were called Japs back in war times. And the ones with Shorty in it were made a few years before the war ended. There were only 3 cartoons that featured him. The first one, Happy Birthdays, which was released on July 16, 1943, Popeye invites Shorty to his birthday since Shorty's been depressed with not having that many friends. This leads to Shorty wanting to help out with his birthday, while Popeye regrets inviting him. The second one, The Merry-Go-Round, which was released on December 31, 1943, Shorty tries to help Popeye get the nerve to propose to Olive. This was the second Popeye short to be shown in color, and the last time the actress, Marjorie Hines, would voice Olive Oyl. Now the one thing about Olive in this short is that she's a real jerk to Popeye and she doesn't even know that he's trying to propose to her. Well, I guess I'd be a bit stressed out too if I was living in a boarding house. The last one, Moving Away, which was released on September 22nd, 1944, Popeye and Shorty help Olive move her furniture out, while getting in trouble with a local policeman. These cartoons usually had Shorty be Popeye's friend, who tries to help out his pal, only to lead Popeye into trouble. A lot of trouble. There's nothing appealing about Shorty.
Gee, can I help? I like moving furniture even better than moving pictures.
He's just an annoying little nuisance, constantly pestering the guy. I was just waiting for that moment where Popeye eats his spinach and beats the crap out of him. But no, there's no spinach action in these shorts. It's just Popeye and Shorty getting into a jam, mainly caused by Shorty while Popeye just wants to strangle the guy. I guess they were trying to come up with something new for Popeye by giving him a sailor buddy and making them more of a 2-man group, but it looks like it didn't work out that well. Heck, Popeye was better off with having Sweepy or even Eugene the Magical Jeep as a companion. So far, there's only been one Popeye and Shorty cartoon that has been released on the DVD, but you can easily find all 3 Popeye and Shorty cartoons on YouTube. So, there you have it. Shorty might as well be the most unlikable character in the Popeye universe. And why is it that we no longer see him in any other Popeye media after being in only 3 cartoon shorts? Well, I think the ending to Happy Birthdays pretty much sums it up.
Hey, can I blow out the candle? Happy birthday to my pal, to my pal, to my pal, happy birthday.
Well, that wraps up this episode of Forgotten Media. I've got a couple of Christmas specials coming up, and I've actually managed to do 2 of them this year. So until then, this is Melting Man 234 signing out.